Imagine you're an MMA fighter, the bell rings, and suddenly you're throwing punches, dodging strikes, and going for takedowns, all in quick bursts. This level of intensity isn't something you just wake up with, it's built through high intensity training, which I will be explaining in this video, and how you can incorporate that level of training in your workout routine. Now, before that, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, then please do subscribe to Back to Stone Age, where we basically talk about athleticism, hormones, and muscle building. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that. If you have never been into a street fight, then you would never have or had your endurance levels checked before to a point of defending your life. That's when your body tries its best to survive and is on survival mode when you're being punched and you're trying to strike back and your body is being tested. Now, MMA fighters and wrestlers achieve their impressive levels of cardio through a combination of specialized training techniques and conditioning protocols. Their approach is designed to develop aerobic capacity, which means long term endurance, and anaerobic power, which means explosive energy for short bursts, both of which are essential in combat sports. Now, here's how they build that level of cardio. Fighters often sprint for 30 seconds at full speed, rest for 60 seconds, and repeat for 8 to 10 rounds. Why? This mimics the fight, explosive exchanges, followed by brief moments to catch your breath before going at it again. For example, Conor McGregor, for instance, incorporates sprints and biking tables into his camp to replicate the pace of high energy fight. It's no surprise that he can throw punches with power even in the fifth round. Now imagine you are a wrestler. You shoot for a takedown and your opponent sprawls, forcing you into a 10-second scramble where every muscle in your body burns. Wrestlers are masters of these scenarios because they drill chain wrestling. One takedown attempt leads to another, and another, and another, and goes on. Wrestlers will drill a scenario like shooting a double leg takedown, transitioning to a single leg Venice block, and finally sweeping the opponent all in one go. This constant movement trains your anabolic system to handle short, intense efforts repeatedly. The example is Khabib. He uses relentless grappling to tire opponents like Dustin Poirier in his fight. He do chain one takedown into another until his opponent, Dustin, was gasping for air. Nate Diaz and his brother Nick Diaz, they both run for almost 8 to 10 miles a day. This allows them to keep throwing punches even in high volume fights while their opponents fade. Steady state cardio builds the engine, but fighters spice it up with sprints to match the intensity of a fight. Now, sparring. Now, here's the magic of sparring. You are in the ring or on the mat, moving, striking, grappling, all while an opponent tries to stop you. This trains not just your cardio, but also your mental endurance, how well you perform when you're exhausted. A good example is Israel Adesanya. Fighters like him can spar for 5 to 6 rounds with fresh opponents coming in each round. The idea? To stimulate the grind of a real fight and force your body to adapt to the fatigue. By the last round, they're moving on fumes, sharpening their ability to perform under pressure. I mean, if you're talking about cardio, we can't miss out on swimming. Swimming might seem out of place, but it's an MMA staple. Why? It forces your lungs to work harder because you're holding your breath while moving. The legendary MMA legend GSP, also known as George St. Pierre, swears by swimming intervals. He will swim 25 meters as fast as possible, rest for a few seconds then, and repeat. This improves capacity and stamina, which is very critical when you're gasping for air in the later rounds. Finally, the best fighters know that recovery is part of the game. They practice breath control techniques to stay calm when their heart feels like it's about to explode. Lyoto Amashita practiced diaphragmatic breathing, which helps them recover faster between rounds. You'll notice some fighters barely breathing heavily after a grueling round. It's not luck, it's trained. Why some fighters seem like machines? A fighter's cardio isn't just about running or hitting the bag. It's the result of blending science with fight specific intensity. Whether they're sprinting, grappling, or swimming, every workout stimulates the chaos of a fight, building the ability to push through exhaustion while staying sharp. Fighters still swinging in the fifth round or wrestlers shooting for takedowns even after 20 minutes. Remember, it's hours of preparation, sweat, and willpower forged into unstoppable endurance.